What's up, buddies and buddy girls? Welcome back. Today we are going to be reading more League of Legends lore. The champions we're going to talk about today are Annie, Ashe, let's get started with Annie. There have always been those within Noxus who did not agree with the evils perpetrated by the Noxian High Command. The High Command had just put down a coup attempt from the self-proclaimed Crown Prince, Rishalian, and a crackdown on any form of dissent against the new government was underway. These political and social outcasts, known as the Grey Order, sought to leave their neighbors in peace as they pursued dark arcane knowledge. The leaders of this outcast society were a married couple. Gregory Haster, the Grey Warlock, and his wife, Emmeline, the Shadow Witch. Together they led an exodus of magicians and other intelligentsia from Noxus, resettling their followers beyond the Great Barrier to the northern reaches of the unforgiving Voodoo lands. Though survival was a challenge at times, the Grey Order's colony managed to thrive in a land where so many others would have failed. Years after the Exodus, Gregory and Emmeline had a child, Annie. Early on, Annie's parents knew there was something special about their daughter. At the age of 2, Annie miraculously ensorcelled a shadow bear, a ferocious denizen of the petrified forests outside the colony, turning it into her pet. To this day she keeps her bear, Tibbers, by her side, often keeping him spellbound as a stuffed doll to be carried like a child's toy. The combination of Annie's lineage and the dark magic of her birthplace have given this little girl tremendous arcane power. Ashe. With each arrow she fires from her ancient ice-enchanted bow, Ashe proves she is a master archer. She chooses each target carefully, waits for the right moment, and then strikes with power and precision. It is with the same vision and focus that she pursues her goal of uniting the tribes of the Freylord and forging them into a mighty nation. As a child, Ashe was always a dreamer. She marveled at the colossal abandoned fortresses of her ancestors and spent hours by the fire listening to tales of the Freylord's fabled champions. Most of all, she loved the legend of Avarosa, the renowned queen of the once magnificent and united Freylord. Though her mother chided her foolishness, Ashe swore one day she would join the scattered and warlike tribes of the tundra. She knew in her heart that if her people would stand together once more, they would reach greatness again. When Ashe was only 15, her mother was killed while commanding the tribe on a brash raid. Suddenly thrust into the role of leader, Ashe made the difficult decision to follow her childhood vision instead of seeking the revenge she craved. She spoke passionately against her tribe's demand for retribution, declaring the time had come to put blood feuds aside and broker a lasting peace. Some of her warriors questioned her fitness to rule and soon hatched a treasonous plot to kill the young leader. The assassins struck while Ashe was on a routine hunt, but their plan was interrupted by the warning cry of a great hawk. Ashe looked back to see her tribesmen approaching with swords drawn. Outnumbered and overwhelmed, Ashe ran for hours. She found herself deep in uncharted territory, her weapon lost in the chase. When she heard another cry from the hawk, Ashe put her faith in the strange creature and followed it to a clearing. There she found the bird perched on a pile of stones, an ancient Freylord burial cairn. With the last glance at her, the hawk screeched and flew away, approaching the mound. Ashe felt her breath turn to frost, and an unnatural cold chilled her to the bone. The stone at the top of the cairn was marked with a single rune, Avarosa. The assassins burst into the clearing. Ashe lifted the runestone from the cairn to defend herself, revealing something hidden underneath, an ornate bow carved from ice. She grasped it, crying out in pain as frost formed on her fingers and tore the bow from its resting place. Cold flowed from her enchanted weapon into Ashe, awakening a tremendous power that had always lived within her. Ashe turned to face the assassins. She drew the bow, and by sheer instinct willed arrows of pure ice to form from the cold, crisp air. With a single frozen volley, she ended the insurrection. Carefully replacing the cairn stone, she gave thanks to Avarosa for her gift and returned home. Ashe's tribe immediately recognized the legendary weapon in the archer's hand as a blessing from the ancient Freylord Queen herself. With Avarosa's bow and her vision of peaceful unification, Ashe's tribe soon swelled, becoming the largest in the Freylord. Now known as the Avarosan, they stand together with the belief that a united Freylord will once again become a great nation. One tribe, one people, one Freylord.